Hello guys, today I will show BenKenK's build for PvE. Without further ado, let's start. All my equipments are plus 25 here, and we will start from Divine Armament first. On the weapon, I'm using a glaive rendered wound. This is the best for the Katar build. And for the armor, I'm using Tire Set because it will boost my attack power. Now we go to the cards. On the weapon, I'm using Minorus plus Drake. If sometimes I fight medium or small size boss, I usually change to Skeleton or Ether Desert. Drake is important here for penalty size. I rarely bring a mechanic on my MVP team. On armor, I'm using Picky to get the STR plus attack power. On cloak, I'm using 2 Vagabond Wolves. This card is so good because it will give physical damage and STR. I still need work to max both, ha ha ha. Next is shoes. I'm using Abyss Demon and Moonlight, but I think F2P or Low Spender can use Sohi instead. For the accessories, I used an Ether Card Mantis and Ether Kobold in the ring, an Ether Pirate Skeleton, and an Ether Orc Archer in the necklace. Ether Orc Archer in here is so good because will procs my Impale. I also recommend that you guys use 3 Illusion OB plus 1 Aether Orc Archer. On headwear, I'm using Cramp and Devarucci just to boost my STR and physical attack. On facewear, I'm using Halgrahen and Edga Puppet 2. Still need work to max my Halgrahen to max tier, ha ha ha. When fighting medium or small, I change Edja to Goblin Leader Puppet or Moonlight Flower Puppet. Next is mouthwear. I'm using Spracky here and Doppelganger Puppet 2. For the backwear, I'm using Deviling Puppet 1 because will boost my PvE damage bonus. And the last is a costume. I'm using Steampunk to boost my damage against size enemies and Summer Trend to boost my damage against race enemies. These 2 cards are BIS, best in the slot, for PvE for now. Now we go to the Sync outfit. On the headwear, I'm using Yggdrasil Hat Mythic Rank 1 on the event. Although the buff is random, it is so good if you get damage versus all-sized enemies plus 12% ha ha ha. On the facewear, I'm using Musical Note Sticker. It will boost your skill damage by plus 14%. The next one is mouthwear. I'm using Magic Thread. This one can boost your skill damage by 18%. For the backwear, I'm using Nebula Divination from the emoji. This one will boost your all-element skill damage by 20%. The last one is a costume. I'm using Puppeteer because will boost my damage versus size monsters by 12%. Now we go to the Varus. Here are my Varus, but the most important for Pve Katar build are a Blade of Balance, Poison Boost, and Core Overload. The Holy Light Shield is great for PvP. For the Nexus, I'm using two types A module melee PDMG, two type E modules that have the same status. Ignore PDEF, ignore MDF, melee PDMG and PvP damage bonus, and both have sharp arms and a sharp mind, and one type B module crit. Pardon me because I'm too lazy to build two types of E modules for PvE build, ha ha ha. For the defense and support modules, I'm just using PvP build because once again, I'm too lazy to build for PvE build, ha ha ha. For the talents, I recommend you guys get Phantom Menace and Rolling Cutter for the Pve Katar build. Now we go to the Nebula. My Nebula here is already max level. I recommend you guys get the max level too because we'll boost your PATK, PDMG and melee PDMG. For the Nebula path for the Katar PvE build, I only took the path that gives me PAT plus PDMG to boost my damage. For the Sigil, I'm using the Impale max level, Starfall max level, Choice of Fate max level, and Soul Mark max level. I recommend you guys change Soul Mark to Choice of Maze if you guys have a healer on your team because it will boost your damage. And for the Job Sigil, I'm using Shadow Phantom. Now we go to the decks that I use for Katar PvE build. I'm using the Hammer Thor deck, Major Brutality deck, and Minor Brutality deck. Major and Minor Brutality to gain Empower, while Hammer of Thor will give me PDMG by plus 80% if Empower already reaches 15 stacks. For the mount, I usually choose between Mr. Death, which gives me PATK and damage against size enemies by plus 10%, or Draco Mech, which gives me PDMG and damage against race enemies by 12%. The last one is the feather for Pve Katar build. I'm using Space, Time, Day, Light, and Truth in the attack feather. Day feather is so great here because will give me PvE damage bonus and also ignore PDEF. Now we go into test BenKenk's DPS on the dummy. Here I will fight Earth large and demi-human boss. This is the Sigil that I'm using to fight this boss. And this is the auto-setting skills that I'm usually using for fight MVP. Don't forget to always manual the Dark Claw. So here's the result of doing 1 minute of dummy. I think that's all for BenKenk's Pve Katar build. I will make another video about BenKenk's PvP build if you guys are curious, ha ha ha. Hope you guys enjoy my video, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you.